Good evening. Uh, this is the truth about the rainbow. We've seen some quite beautiful rainbows here lately, and we take for granted when we see them the importance that a rainbow means to every one of us living here on this earth. Let the Bible speak for it better than what I can say. This is in Genesis 9:12. And God said, "This is a sign of the covenant which I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you, for perpetual generations. I set my rainbow in the cloud, and it shall be for the sign of the covenant between me and the earth. It shall be when I bring a cloud over the earth, the rainbow shall be seen in a cloud. And I will remember my covenant which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh. The water shall never again become a flood to destroy all flesh. The rainbow shall be in the cloud, and I will look on it and remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is on the earth." And God said to Noah, "This is a sign of the covenant which I have established between me and all flesh that is on the earth." Now, that covenant was established between God and Noah and us. It says in Genesis 9:8, "Then God spoke to Noah and to his sons with him, saying, As of me, behold, I establish my covenant with you and with your descendants after you, and with every living creature that is with you. Thus I establish my covenant with you." And the covenant bring forth three things which are very important. It's a legal binding covenant between us and the Lord, and it established three things. As you read Genesis 9, it'll brings in the three things that we are to do to keep the covenant with the Lord. First, God established the responsibility of married couples to have children and to populate the earth. That was a commandment. That's not a suggestion or what we should do, but that was one of the three things that needed to be done for this covenant to remain established between us and God. And anything that has to do with reproduction of children and also of stopping children being reproduced or stopping couples from having children is counter towards that. The second thing he established, God commands us to eat from every moving thing that lives except for the blood, not to be eaten with the flesh of animals. So we're to, he asked us from that time on to begin eating flesh from the animals as part of remaining in this covenant. So anything that takes you away from eating flesh, whether it be government or religion, breaks the covenant. Third thing he established is the institute of government by commanding capital punishment for murder. God said he required blood for blood, and that was not taken away with the New Testament. All these three things were the things that established the covenant. I came to this because I was actually doing a study on Isaiah, the book of Isaiah, and it sent me back to here. If you go to Isaiah chapter 24, 1 and 9, it's called the impending judgment on earth. It says, "Behold, the Lord makes the earth empty and makes it waste, distorts its surface and scatters abroad its inhabitants. And it shall be, as with the people, so with the priest, as with the servant, so with his master, as with the maid, so with his mistress, as with the buyer, as with the seller, as with the lender, so with the borrower, as with the creditor, so with the debtor. That land shall be entirely emptied and utterly plundered. For Lord has spoken this word. The earth mourns and fades away. The world languishes and fades away. The haughty people of the earth languish. The earth is also defiled under its inhabitants, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant." two things bring about the judgment of this earth. First is transgressing God's laws and changing the ordinance of the laws. So one thing is not following the laws, and another thing not even caring about the laws that God had set for us. All both of these things bring about Revelation's judgment on this earth. So the importance of the rainbow is quite a bit, and I advise you to read both of these, Genesis 9 and Isaiah 24, to see the truth of